in Borno is more than half of Borno State. Baba, they cancelled local government areas, local governments that have been taken over by terrorists. They moved straight to the federal, to the state capital, and they have been like that. But guess what? Nigeria is still paying the allocations of all of the local government areas in Borno State to this Maiduguri governor. They are still paying the state allocation to him. And the smart guy, he will just go buy bigger, trucks of rice. And that is the government project in Borno. You get that? Food, or, we need to build new homes for the displaced people. Oh, we just build new schools for them. Oh, we just this or that. We are talking about a state of 20-something local government areas, but now have less than 11 or 10 of them that actually you can call local government. Others are like, now only people who still want they pay tax to the terrorists are living in those places. Zulum doesn't even go there anymore. Nigerian army, Nigerian government, they've abandoned those places in Borno State. And it's been like that for years. So he was the one who hosted Kaduna Littlefinger, El Rufaya, the Southern Kaduna genocidist. The man that they thought was going to be part of Tifnumbu's illegitimate government, but got rubbished. And since then, he has become a Ure Jele Jele. He has turned to Agunton Jemo. I will try and find the English version of Jele Jele. That is the goat that is picking the floor in the house. Homeless goat. Or sheepy that is peeling the wall. Abi Jele Jele Jemo. Like, when you see the sheep that is doing like that on the muddy wall. Sheep. That's what Rufaya has become. But we all believe that it's a matter of time. It's going to be a matter of time before he is going to start sending his salvo. He's just being honest here, because it is true. But El Rufaya couldn't tell us how much. I have told you. Yes, I've told you. You know how much they are paying on subsidy now, don't you? Or do you want me to remind you? Of course I will. As at May 29, 2023, last year, before Tifnumbu's illegitimate regime came on, they said that January of that year, Melek Yari, in charge of the NNPC, they sold to themselves, right? Said Nigeria couldn't afford to keep paying 430 billion naira on subsidy of petrol. Nigeria can no longer afford that. It's impossible. We need to bring Kaduna refinery. We need to bring a Dangote refinery. And by May 2023, Kolu said subsidy was gone. But it wasn't. It was a lie. Yeah. It never left. It was never gone. Now we know that Nigeria is now paying almost 1 billion naira a month for subsidy. Can you even believe that? And they said that time when the Nigerian naira to dollar was 1,900 or so. Oh no, you have no idea what Nigeria has entered into, my dear. You do not. 950 billion naira every month. Just for you to buy fuel at 650 naira a liter. Under Bokuwari, he was paying 430,000 naira a month on subsidy. And you were buying a liter at 65 naira a liter. So you're paying more. Your Tifnumbu's criminal, they are paying more on subsidy. And you are paying more on the same fuel. 950. And El Rufaya had to make that a talking point in Maiduguri yesterday. Nigeria is going nowhere. He said it. Nigeria has a problem of leadership. He said it. Less than a year of Tifnumbu. Show him how long you go. May we have a long life to witness all of that. Because El Rufaya will always be El Rufaya. or can Kolu be Jonathan? Because as much as they told you that Jonathan was a weak this, a weak that, El Rufai still had to cross border. El Rufai had to run away from Nigeria to avoid jail. Until they started their jihadi, all past criminals, Al-Qaeda People's Congress. And that as a cover, they started there threatening Jonathan. If you touch any of us, you will cause war. And I think Jonathan was pretty much like, okay, I don't want to wahala. I'll just leave them. The rest, they say, is history now, isn't it? So hell to fire, we will be monitoring. Because I do remember when when he told, he actually told someone, he said he knows how to retire. He said he knew how to retire godfathers. And he would teach Ambode, Ambode of blessed memory. Somebody said Shotikuni. He's dead politically, so yeah, you can say that again, right? So El Rufai was the governor of Kaduna. You know him, you know his story, right? So El Rufai once said that he knows how to retire godfathers. He did to all the Kaduna political godfathers. He would teach Ambode how to retire Tifnumbu, his godfather. And it was Ambode that finally kissed the dust. I'll bring that back to you in a moment. I also have the part where the reports on Okwama, we are right. Oh, you see, sometimes I think my problem with people is, I think it's the way I deliver my messages, right? Because we have always been right on every interesting issue that we have taken our time to dig by piecing, together, different pieces of information here and there, piecing them together. We have managed to reach some very, very convincing conclusions in the past, and we've always been right. Okay, I'll tell you what I just discovered, right? You remember that we said that the Okwama killing was pretty much like the rivalry between the supposed bunkers, oil bunkers, those who are stealing Nigeria crude oil in the Niger Delta. See, government, Tompolo. You know, government Tompolo. Government Tompolo is a terrorist from Niger Delta of Nigeria who is into oil smuggling, gun running, and every manner of criminality that you can think of on the IC, crude oil stealing, even hijacking things and all that. But Tompolo today is a member of the Nigeria elite class. Nigerian Navy, Nigerian government can provide security for their own multi-billion dollars infrastructures, pipelines, and the oil. So they had to invite a terrorist, a repentant terrorist, Tompolo. And he's been, they are paying him 4 billion every month to help Nigeria protect Nigeria's infrastructure like pipelines and crude oil. So oil bunkering in the Delta have its fingerprint all over it. So the rivalry between those of them who were doing the oil bunkering in the Delta, it was the rivalry that prompted Tompolo, to invite those 17 soldiers. Do you know that those soldiers didn't go to Okwama in the Nigerian army gunboats per se? They didn't go to Okwama in the Nigerian army boats. They went to Okwama in Tompolo's gunboats with the expectation that another terrorist, a militant, they call them militant, another militant in that axis, on that same river, going through the Okwama, and the Okwama kingdom, they are like towns here, 1, 2, 3 here, and they're like many. In the entire axis, there was a guy that was trying to run things. And Tompolo could not stand him. Even despite Tompolo's well-armed, whatever. Tompolo had to invite those 17 soldiers that got killed in Okwama. And Nigerian military kept killing the civilians and blaming them for the death. There is a revelation on that. A revelation is out on that. We were right after all. Yes, we were. And no wonder they did not want anybody to visit the place. They did not allow the state governor to visit the place. They did not allow the press to visit the place. They did not allow access to help, to aid workers to go and help the people displaced there. It is a crime scene. A place where the Nigerian military had perpetrated the worst of the worst crime against humanity, and they are doubling down and killing those they killed. They are calling those they killed, accusing them of what they didn't do. It was pretty much a fight of the criminals, the military, the Tompolo, and these other people. It's sad, isn't it? So when I saw that, I was like, we were right, but I will bring more of that. Names and every other discovered. I will bring them back here, and I lay my hand on them in full. Nigeria is a crime scene. Nigeria is a weapon fashioned against us. Nigeria is out to kill us. Anyway, so what do we do? Wait and die? Or put in some fight? You could eat the groin and belly the giant. Yes, you can. Talking about giants, how the mighty falling. Obaseki is it's kind of a different breed, sort of, right? Well, he got rid of his supposed the fiercest deputy, the peer that stood against their own godfather, Adam Soshiomole, Adamu Titelo. Only for them to end up stabbing themselves or stabbing each other. Oh, Obaseki is petty, Sha. You really dealt with Shaibu, by the way, right? Then he got impeached. Why do you have to take a bulldozer to his house to go and demolish his security post, kind of? Okay. It's about being powerful and powerless. No?
Please leave them. They were sent from government house to demolish the residence of the deputy governor. They were sent from government house to demolish the Shaibu residence. No notice was given. Government house sent them. I would like their faces to be seen because they are proud to do what they have to say.
you know, it's pure show of force, like I can demolish your house too. Deputy Governor Mayansh. Or he's a former deputy governor or impeached deputy governor. It doesn't matter. He's a former deputy governor now, right? Obaseki is going to be a former governor too. And the way Nigeria is, it is a jungle. Dog eat dog. Yeah, they put down anything just to kind of show to the next person that, yes, I can do it. What are you going to do about it? You want to go to court? Okay, go to court. What's the court going to do? Nigeria. It's just similar to these demolitions that are happening in Lagos too, right? They're so full of, I don't know, like they're so gleefully kind of like happy when they are demolishing properties. And then you're like, oh, if you are this active, where were you when this was being erected? At least let's take a deputy governor out of it. Say, instead of use in own supposed power to do what they believe normal shouldn't be done. And now that he doesn't have that power, then somebody who claim to have the power could go in there and just like, how do you explain this? Where multi-million naira properties are pulled down because government just suddenly discovered that they were built on the waterways. Here is one in Lagos. think I should stop it. Because I can't imagine what it is like for, especially those of us who have actually invested in, in property. I don't want to say business, but you've invested in properties, and you know what it takes to put up a building. So I don't want to make you feel too terribly bad and start having an attack there, like, oh my God, what were they looking at? What were they doing until that place got mounted up to that much? Like, why? Okay, probably the ineffectiveness of ideas. Okay, you won't build a house anywhere in the UK. Like, do you know that people actually build their own houses here too? Rich people. How don't you know that all of now where they build houses in Nigeria, even though you might say it's part of your this or that, but you are rich. Now rich people they build house. Even if you think you are poor, you are still rich. So you've got the approval. I mean, you've got the body that's going to approve your building plan from the land, to the architectural part of it, the building, the certified, the certification that indeed it is habitable. People can live in that house. Everything has the consent of the government, the authority, the housing authority, or any authority for that matter. They do have same in Nigeria, but bribery, corruption and the rest of that. Corruption is such a evil thing, right? That actually destroys the core value of human existence, like every moral value, moral code, values that is like define humans. Corruption taints that, destroy that, and brings so much untoward pain to his victims. So I will react the same way, and I'll just, and for those who knows that sometimes those houses being demolished, they are not just being demolished. Most of the demolition, as much as in some cases, right, they have proven or given justification for such demolitions. Hey, guy man, one way they just came there and said, Obaseki did not demolish Shaibu's house. So who told you that Obaseki demolished Shaibu's house? Or on a comprehension problem done finally out of control, out of handing. So anyway, Obaseki demolished the security post built by Shaibu in front of his house inside the same government residential area after his impeachment. They said that the security outpost built next to his gate was there as a security outpost for his own security details as deputy governor. Few days after being removed as deputy governor, Obaseki sent a bulldozer from the government house to roll down to Obaseki's house, front of Obaseki's gates, and remove that security post. It wasn't built by Obaseki. It wasn't built by Edo government. It was that guy who built that as an extension of his property. So yeah, if they got it removed, how come that it got removed only when it got impeached as deputy governor? How? So don't come here and say it's fake news if you don't want Ogun to buy you. If you know Ogun will kill you there. So don't type anything like if you have comprehension problem or you have a hearing problem, right? Well, fine. Say it. Still buy down if you know Ogun will kill you there, right? So that I don't have any business or any dog in their fight, right? I'm just trying to see what power could do to supposedly two good friends. Power. No, so. So the Igbos in Lagos who are still in Lagos, don't wait till your property is demolished, your business ruined before you begin to divest your own investments. Or you remember Ezekwesili Umodo. Did I even pronounce that right? Well, he's an old man now. The former PDP guy himself. I don't know if he's still a PDP guy, but he's an old man now. This Obasanjo set time. He had this to say about the state-sponsored Cold War or state-sponsored profiling of the Igbos in their own country. The Igbos are Nigerians, like every one of us there, but you continue to kind of make it obvious to them that they are not wanted as part of Nigeria. Then you gaslight them that for wanting Biafra. All of this, which you do not want them to go, even if you do not have control over whether they will leave or not, right? Your criminal established system in Nigeria would rather have them killed. Here is what Nwodo had to say, if you don't mind.
Now, the Igbos have received serious bashing